Made on Ridgeway Sports Podcast, episode 44. Hunter Keister back with
Okay, Mac, let's get it.
Let's Go NFL Sunday edition of our podcast, coming at you at noon on the Sunday, and we are going to preview and predict these Week 9 NFL matchups. Looking like a pretty decent week. We had the Eagles defeat the Texans 29-17, and it looks like which was a really good day for Jalen Hurts, only throwing 6 incompletions, 243 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dameon Pierce had a nice 27 carries, 139 yards for Houston, and Dallas Goedert led the way for the Philly receivers, 8 receptions, 100 yards and a touchdown. But let's get into these Sunday 1 o'clock matchups, these Week 9 games. Starting off with the Chargers and Falcons, 4-3 Chargers, 4-4 Falcons in Atlanta.
Yeah, this is a bit of an intriguing matchup considering Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are out for the Chargers.
Need a lot of Austin Eckler and Jared Everett.
Yeah.
Give me Everett and Eckler.
That sounds like that's going to be the formula. The Chargers haven't really... They've lost some close ball games, and Herbert... I don't know. This is kind of a weird game to me. I'm going to say the Chargers win, though, but... I don't know. This is a weird game. I just don't think Mariota and their offense can throw it, though, really that well, so they'll probably lose.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Chargers know their backs against the wall and are really... a loss to the Falcons look really bad right now. It's in Atlanta, but I like Herbert, I like Eckler, and Everett to kind of help that Chargers offense pull away from the Falcons.
Next one, Miami Dolphins going to Chicago. I believe the Dolphins are 5-3, and the Bears are 3-5. This is a pretty decent quarterback matchup, but I don't think the Bears will hang around in this game. Honestly, maybe they'll keep it close if Fields and their offense can kind of chew the clock a little bit and just keep 2 on the sidelines. But Tua, Waddle, and Tyreek, that's all you really need to say there. So Dolphins definitely will win this game.
Fields picks up Claypool to work with, but I also just don't think it'll be enough. Miami's only favored by 4 in this matchup, which is really interesting. That's crazy to me that they have that much stock in the 3-5 Bears right now. But it is in Chicago, and it could be colder than the Dolphins are used to in Miami, so that could play a interesting
small factor.
But yeah, I think I will go with Miami by 10 points.
All right. On the next 1 o'clock game, Carolina Panthers going to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals come off of a pretty bad loss to Cleveland last Monday night. They got trounced.
Yeah, that was terrible. They looked awful.
Panthers I believe they won last week. Dante Foreman had a huge game. So they got a couple wins now. I think this will be a closer game than people think. But ultimately, the Bengals should win this game, even without Jamar Chase.
Yeah, their offense is still miles and away better than whatever the Panthers can put out there. And looking at this, the Panthers are 2-6, but 0-3 on the road this season.
Yeah.
And they are playing in Cincinnati.
Oof.
So I don't think Baker and that putrid rebuilding putrid Panthers offense, I just don't think they have enough to contend with the Bengals offense and the defense. The Bengals defense is even miles and away better than the Panthers defense. So.
Baker hasn't played a minute. It's actually been P.J. Walker has been playing.
That's right. It has been
Baker got hurt.
I forgot about that.
A while back.
It has been P.J. Walker for the last couple weeks. So look at that. He
hasn't played too bad,
right.
But there's no explosive plays.
The Panthers
there.
can't get anything right now.
No.
They just got a mess at quarterback. They got some young running backs now. The offense is meh. The defense is okay at times. It's a project.
It's a messy situation.
It's a project in Carolina, that's for sure. if they can even keep this close, that shows a lot on how the Bengals are, because they should be.
I think it's going to be closer than what people think.
Right.
I'm just saying, I think they'll hang around. But ultimately, the Bengals will prevail.
Right. Packers,
division
Lions.
matchup.
Wow. Ooh, that could be a good one.
I think this will be the best 1 o'clock game.
Right. 1-6, they got nothing to play for. They could be tanking to try to get that number 1 overall draft pick, but maybe they play spoiler to the 3-5 Packers, who are sitting at 1-3 on the road, but the Lions are obviously 1-3 at home. So,
if Detroit would beat Green Bay, that almost put the dagger in their season.
Oh yeah, Green Bay would have to be thinking more. I would think rebuild draft pick than they would be playoff at 3-6. So, especially
Honestly.
with the loss to the 1-6 Lions, it's like your season's really says a lot about your season if you're losing them. But Green Bay's only favored by 4, so this shows that this definitely has the potential to be a good matchup.
I'm feeling good about this one. I'm feeling like I see an upset. I'm going with Detroit here to pull it off. I think DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams have big running games, each of them. I think they pull it out. I think they do. Green Bay hasn't really been too good this year. Let's be honest. They haven't. I could see them losing this game, honestly.
Yeah, Kurt read my mind. I mean, Lions sitting at 1-6. I think they do want to tank for that better draft pick, but I just like how they match up against the Packers here. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown could have a big day on that Packers secondary. I think that the Packers rush and the front seven has been pretty good this year, but Rodgers just has nobody to throw to, and the offense hasn't looked the best. And I think that the Lions could pull away a 3 to 7 point upset at home today. So I'm going to pick them.
All right. On to the next 1 o'clock game. Las Vegas Raiders going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe they're both 2-win teams.
Yeah, 2-5 Raiders. 0-4 on the road right now, going to Jacksonville. Taking on the 2-6 Jaguars. They sit 1-3 at home.
Ooh.
So this matchup is just a stink fest at 1 o'clock. Just crazy how the Raiders have looked thus far. I really don't even know what to pinpoint their season on. Just unfortunate losses, and then you get beat down by the Saints, and that just never happened.
That came out of left field.
And then looking at this, Darren Waller's still out. Jayon Brown, Kendall Vickers, they got Taysom Bowers is out. They got a couple guys out. So
I'm taking the Jaguars because I don't know, they're at home.
The Raiders just haven't really proved
It's hard for me to pick the Raiders here.
That offense should be so much better.
It should be fireworks, but it's not.
How do you get blanked? How do you get blanked against the Saints? That's insane. I'm gonna pick the Raiders. I don't have any faith in Lawrence and Etienne just yet. I mean, the Raiders gotta bounce back, and if they're gonna bounce back at all, it's gonna happen right now, because another loss and their season's completely in the toilet. So
completely.
So I like to see them at least fight back to 3-5 with the win today on the road. Get their first road win of the season.
Wow. On to the next game, Indianapolis Colts heading to New England Patriots. Sam Ehlinger and Jonathan Taylor's not even playing in this game.
No, he's not.
Heading up to New England to face off with, I think Mac Jones is playing.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to take the Patriots here to win. Bill Belichick's not going to let Sam Ehlinger beat him. It's just as simple as that.
Giving Bill Belichick the opportunity to play them without Jonathan Taylor hurts them beyond belief, obviously. But just in the simple fact that now Belichick doesn't even have to scheme for him. He can just solely focus on Ehlinger and whatever that offense will consist of in Indianapolis. I think this is a easy, 14-point coast kind of day for the Patriots, and they get a nice
something like 20-7, 20-3.
They get a nice win in Foxborough. Ooh, Bills Jets, great matchup. This might actually be the best 1 o'clock matchup to me here. 6-1 Buffalo.
It should be.
6-1 Buffalo, 5-3 Jets in East Rutherford MetLife Stadium. Great matchup to me here.
Definitely. I gotta say, the Jets have been playing pretty good. However, since the loss of Breece Hall, I really think that's hurt them a lot. They were more of a running team, and Dak Wilson hasn't played the best since his comeback from his injury that he suffered in the preseason. I mean, I'm going to go with the favorite here in Buffalo because they have just, man, they played great this year so far.
Yeah.
I'm taking Josh Allen on the road. I think this will be, maybe a 27-20, 27-17 type of game. I'm going to go with Buffalo, though. They're just playing too good for me not to pick right now.
The Buffalo Bills were my pick out of the AFC to start the year, and they've proven me right so far, sitting at 6-1. The loss of Breece Hall, as Kurt mentioned, is detrimental to the Jets. I think that with him, this could have been a really high, potential matchup, maybe even a night game slot. But with their departure, like Kurt said, the Jets offense just is far and away, night and day, for obvious reasons. But I think the Bills handle business comfortably against the Jets today. In what could have been a pretty potential good matchup,
sure.
And now will probably just be a 14-point Bills kind of control win.
Next 1 o'clock game, Minnesota going to Washington. The return of Kirk Daniel Cousins to Washington. The homecoming. And, I'm going to pick Minnesota here. It's just, Washington's just, Tyler Heineke.
Right.
Their line's not really that good.
Yeah.
So Zadarius Smith and Daniil Hunter, it's not going to be pretty.
They got a decent receiving core, but I like Minnesota's defense. They sit at 6-1, 2-1 on the road. Commanders are 2-2 at home, 4-4. I just don't see them stopping Dalvin Cook, especially with their depleted defensive line. Jefferson should have a field day on whatever corner he gets matched up against.
I think Chase Young comes back either this week or next week.
Okay.
He's finally, healthy again, so
Makes sense.
still, that won't be enough to... No, it won't. Won't be enough.
Yeah. Vikings comfortable win to end off the 1 o'clock matchups for this week. 4:05, Seattle, Arizona, in Glendale, State Farm Stadium. 3-5 Cardinals, 1-3 at home, 5-3 Seahawks, overperforming at 2-2 on the road. And I'm going to just say it right now, I like the Seahawks to continue rolling. The Cardinals are just terrible. I don't know what it is. Kyler Murray's a little overrated at this point to me. That offense should be a lot better. I mean, they're just underperforming at 3-5, and I think it continues. The line is Arizona favored by 1.5, and I think Seattle wins this game by 7 points. Geno Smith, Tyler Lockett, Kenneth Walker coming into his own.
Yeah, they've been playing really good. I did not think they would be 5-3 at this point in the season.
Absolutely.
Not a lot of people probably did.
Absolutely not.
For me, for this game, I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals to pull off an upset. Maybe it's not an upset, but if you're going with the spread, I'm picking Arizona. I've really actually liked the way they've looked on offense since DeAndre Hopkins has come back. Though Seattle's secondary actually has been pretty good against receivers this year. I like Arizona to at least tie up the series 1-1 and not get swept by Seattle, even though Geno and the Seahawks have been playing really good. They've been playing really good the past couple of weeks. I'm going to go with Arizona, though, to win this game really close, probably by 3, potentially even an overtime game. But give me the Cardinals to tie it up 1-1.
Nice. Last 425 matchup. A season ago, we would have been salivating over this matchup as the Rams take on the Buccaneers. But this year, the Rams sit at 3-4, underperforming. The Bucs sit at 3-5, underperforming, sitting at 1-3 at home. Brady just hasn't had it this year.
Nope.
You can tell that off the field stuff is kind of getting to his play, I think, and
100%.
He hasn't looked the best. Fournette's looked all right. Cooper Kupp should shred the Buccaneers defense, but that also depends on how Stafford looks and if he can get him the ball. So this is a interesting matchup for the wrong reasons. Instead of like last year, it would have been for the right ones. So, what do you make of this matchup for this season?
This is definitely an underwhelming game. When you look at these, were actually two of the supposed top two teams in the NFC heading into the season before the season started. They did make the playoffs last year. They had a really good game, but for this one, the Buccaneers just lost Shaq Barrett for the season, so he was one of their best pass rushers off the edge. That's a big loss, yeah. Both these teams have just not played too well, especially with their quarterback. Stafford hasn't played too well. That offensive line can't protect him. And same thing with Tampa. Their line can't protect Brady, and Brady hasn't played too good either. I think this would be a low-scoring game. I'm going to take just because of Cooper Kupp, I'm taking the Rams probably 17-14, maybe 20-17. Not a very high-scoring game, though. I'm taking the Rams in this one. And that'll put the Bucs at, 3-6?
Yeah, 3-6.
With that division, I don't know.
They still got a chance, but that would be nuts. I mean, I've been riding with Brady the last couple weeks, man, and I don't know what to do anymore, man.
I mean, he's got to win this game. He's got to win this game.
I wanna pick Brady just on the simple fact that he desperately need to win.
They just need a win.
They just desperately need a win, and if they could get that, then
this is a winnable game.
It absolutely is.
It's definitely winnable, but he's gonna have to play a whole lot better than he has.
Yeah, to match that Rams defense. I don't know if he can do it, but I'm gonna put my money with the Rams on this one, man. If
I was a betting man,
if I was a betting man, it'd be on the Rams. So I'm taking the Rams by 7. Close game. Brady, come on, prove me wrong here, man.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see this game. I want to see this be a good game.
Yeah, right.
This is probably the game we're going to be watching.
Right.
I want to see it at least be decent, not like that Packers Buccaneers game this season. That was terrible. So let's move on to the Sunday night game. 5-2 Tennessee heading to Kansas City.
Also 5-2.
Also 5-2. Okay. I don't know if Ryan Tannehill's playing this game. I believe Malik Willis has been playing the past couple weeks.
Oh.
So let's keep it real. We all know what the game plan is. For the Titans to even compete and win in this game, they're going to need Derrick Henry to convert big third downs and chew that clock and score touchdowns. Because if it comes to a throwing contest, the Chiefs are just going to spank them. They're going to put up too many points to where they're not going to be able to keep the run game relevant.
Yeah.
That's the big problem here. I'm going with the Chiefs just because I honestly, to me, it's Bills 1, Chiefs 2. Right. I think they're the second best team right now in the AFC. I just didn't know Tennessee had a 5-2 record. That's
crazy.
That's low key. I didn't even know about that.
Right. But I think not having Tannehill is just a little too much for them to overcome facing the high-powered Chiefs. I think
100%.
Derrick Henry, they would have to control the clock, and he would have to have the game of his life to be able to. He'd have to single-handedly almost beat the Chiefs.
He need a 150, 2-touchdown plus type of game.
Right.
And maybe he will because he's just that good. But at the same time, the Chiefs
I think it's more realistic.
The Chiefs know that. Yeah, come on.
The Chiefs are gonna game plan to bottle
Chiefs had too much firepower.
And make Malik Willis beat them. So I like the Chiefs here.
Yeah, going with the Chiefs on this one. And honestly, it's not going to be good. I'm taking Chiefs. Just because Mike Vrabel does have some defensive backbone, I'll give the Chiefs 31 or 28. 28 to probably 10. Give me the Chiefs.
Nice. Ooh. Capping off the week in NFL, we have the Monday night matchup. Baltimore, New Orleans from Caesars Superdome. in New Orleans. I'm going to start this off by saying one thing. Michael Thomas is a bum. He's injury prone. He sucks. He's never on the field. I've been saying it for years. He's soft. And you just need to hear it on my podcast now. I have to talk about him. He's terrible. He's never on the field. He's a waste of money. I've been saying it for years that he's soft. The Saints need to get rid of him.
They should have traded him.
He never plays. It's awful. He's out for the year again, and he's pathetic. He's just pathetic. You guys need to hear it first, but at least we replaced him with a better garbage bum, Chris Olave, who has actually had a really good season for the Saints. Almost leading the league?
He does lead the rookies in yards, catches, and those statistics. I'm not sure about overall who leads the league in those yards yet. No, honestly, in my opinion, as soon as the injury stuff started with him, I would have traded him.
Right.
Because I just don't get it. How do you... he played the first week of the season, and then he never really played again. How does that happen? It's probably going to be Cooper Kupp if I had to guess. Oh, wow. Okay, so for catches, Tyreek's got catches.
Yeah, for sure.
But what if I told you Austin Eckler was 4th in the league with catches?
That's insane.
Yeah.
He does get a lot of passes. That's like his production.
Yeah. So for yards, it's Tyreek.
Makes sense.
Which, who can be surprised with that? And it's not even close.
Right.
961 yards. And then second place is Stephon Diggs with 764.
Damn.
He's just blowing everyone away.
Right.
That boy might break the record this year for most yards in the season. He might break Cooper Kupp's record last year. That's insane. Wow. Getting back to this game, though. Saints-Ravens. I mean, we all know Andy Dalton is scared of the dark. I mean, that's just what it is.
I think that almost gives Baltimore the much-needed advantage in this game. It's just that Red can't play in the dark. It's closed. They're in a dome, but he just...
I don't know what it is about that time change, but...
something about the dark, man.
He doesn't play too well in prime time.
He really doesn't.
Not sure why.
He never has.
For the Saints to win this game, they're going to need two things. They're going to need Dalton to not turn the ball over, and they're going to have to play great defense. It's the only chance to win. Lamar's probably going to be out with Mark Andrews. That's a huge loss. Even though that other tight end actually played pretty good.
Yeah.
His name's Likely. I've been seeing some of the Ravens games, and he's been pretty decent for them. And they are without Rashad Bateman, too, for the rest of the season. So that's a big loss for the Ravens. Yeah. That's another big playmaker for them. So, I think this game, I think it can be close. I mean, I don't know. It's every game NFL this year has been so up in the air. You don't even know what to expect.
Right.
I think the Saints will lose this game, but I think it'll be close. I think Dalton will have a bad turnover at a bad time, and I think it's gonna shoot themselves in the foot. I'll say, the Saints defense, they just put on a shutout though, so that's pretty big. I give the Ravens 24, Saints 17. I think it's a one-score game, though.
I like something like that. I like 27-17, Baltimore to prevail. I just think that Red Rifle, like Kurt said, I think he makes a costly turnover at some point. Crucial point in the game. Saints keep it close for most of the night, but eventually lose by 10 at home to the Ravens, and that offense, which would improve the Ravens to 6-3 and drop the Saints to 3-6. Baltimore's favored by 1.5. That will be definitely a great matchup on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game.
Definitely will.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's a good game. But that will do it. Week in NFL is covered. And, nice. Got it in.
Should be a pretty decent slating of
I would
games.
say there's a couple interesting matchups for each time slot today, so should be a nice day in watching NFL. We hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys had a good weekend, and stay safe. watching football today. Hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Like, share, comment, give us your feedback. Let us know what you think of our picks and previews, and how your team's doing. Let us know how your team is doing this season.
Absolutely. Episode 44.
In the books. Alrighty. That'll do it. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Peace.
Peace.